Hi everyone, today's tutorial is going to cover how to efficiently fish through an area that has multiple rising fish. So before we get started, I just wanted to give a little reminder that if you wanted to pick up any of the patterns that are featured in this tutorial or any of my other fly fishing vlogs, you can check out my store at troutfliesutah.com. I have some unique patterns in it that are only available at my store, including the fly that's going to be featured prominently in this tutorial. So I encourage you guys to check it out. Free shipping on any orders over $30. Thanks. Alright, so this tutorial is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to start off by going over a few key points, and then we're going to go straight into an on-the-water session where I'm kind of putting the points into practice. The on-the-water session is going to be a mix of me talking in real time about what my thought process is, and then doing a little bit of voiceover to further expand on those points. So let's get to it. So this tutorial is covering how to efficiently work through a section that has multiple rising fish and multiple pods of rising fish. We're talking dry flies here. So the first point is you always want to approach a run that has rising fish from downstream. That means entering the stream below the section you want to fish, and then as you fish, working your way upstream while picking off the fish that's closest to you. That way, when you catch the fish, it doesn't spook the whole pod above it, and you can kind of pull it out of there, and it won't really affect the other fish that are rising in the section. And you do that as you work your way up, and eventually you'll fish out the run. I know it can be tempting if you see a big fish at the top of the run to go in and just try and target it, but if you really want to maximize the amount of fish, you should let that fish do its thing for a little bit and catch some of them behind it, and then work your way up to it. The second point is to target individual fish when you can. When you're trying to surgically pick apart a run, there's not a lot of, prospecting casts you're making or hope casts. You should find out where each individual fish is feeding and make a cast to target those fish. That way you won't be putting line over other fish or making too many false casts or making too many casts that'll put fish down. This way you can kind of minimize the amount of casting you're making just generally throughout the run, and you can move from fish to fish as their activity level changes, or whether they take a break, you can move on. Or if you see them really smashing bugs, you can try and get that specific fish to take. The point is just to make sure that every cast you make matters and has intention. That's a pretty good rule for fishing generally. The third point I wanted to emphasize is that casting really, really matters in these situations. Whether that's making sure your fly is in front of the fish during their feeding cadence, or making sure your fly is there at all and in the feeding lane of the fish you're targeting. This is the time when going out to a lawn and casting to dinner plates and being able to put your fly in the spot and in the lane is really important, and that's something you should make sure you're relatively capable of doing. Kind of the hard truth of this situation is that if you're a sloppy caster, you're just going to be catching less fish and put more fish down in these type of situations. So if you're not as proficient at casting, it's worth going out there and working at it. The last point is kind of a general one, and that's to have a strategy before you make your first cast. You should have a strategy on how you're going to get into your casting spot, what order you want to target the fish, and how you want to work through them, whether you pick off a fish from this pod, give them a rest, and move on to another pod, pick one off, and kind of bounce back and forth and around. So it's worth kind of taking a little bit of time to analyze the run and come up with a plan of attack. Alright, so let's get to the fishing. Alright, the buffalo midges are coming off. And I've got a few fish working up ahead of me in this really shallow run. I'm going to pause it here to jump in and talk a little bit about this spot. Kind of a unique spot because it's an outside bend that has a shallow riffle on the outside. Normally a outside bend, the deep swift channel would be towards the far bank, but in this instance there's a few guard rocks at the top of the run that kind of divert the main current to the inside bend, and you can see that up around the one. So the deep spot is actually on the left, and then this is kind of like a small rock gravelly area where the current never really gets into here to wash all of it out, so it's kind of like a flat little riffle. Each little oval and corresponding number represents pods of feeding fish. I'm on the Middle Provo River in early March, so the hatch that's going on is our buffalo midges. They're about size 18s, pretty big bugs, you know, big for late winter, early spring, and the fish are absolutely crushing them. What I have tied on is a corn-fed midge. It's the fly I'm going to use to fish out this whole run. It's a great buffalo midge imitator, and it's been fishing super well for me over the last few weeks. So what we have here in oval 1 is the edge of that deep channel. There's a little bit of depth change structure there. So there's a pod of medium-sized fish kind of feeding along that kind of deeper edge. They're kind of staying down low, and when they see an insect pop through their little foam line, they come up and grab it real quick. Number 2 is the top of the riffle, and there are some nice fish feeding up there. This is one of those situations where I said maybe there's some nice fish feeding at the top, but if you want to catch every fish or try to catch every fish in the run, you can't go barge in there right away, even if you see, oh, that's where the biggest fish are feeding. So I saved that for the end. Number 3 is a nice pod of fish rising right in front of me, kind of towards the tail out of this little riffle. It's a mix of like small and nice fish, but there's a lot of them in there. And then number 4 is kind of like a slightly deeper little side channel right next to the opposite bank. And there's a few small fish feeding in there, and you'll see a few risers in that spot. So my plan of attack for this run is to kind of bounce between areas 3 and 4 and pick off the back fish in each area and kind of move my way up. Once I fish through there, I'll have access to the top of 3 and the heart of 1, and I'll kind of bounce back in between there. And at the end, I'll have the top of the run at number 2 available. And I'll finish off by trying to pick off the fish in there. So let's get to it. Ooh. He didn't get it. Maybe he'll come back for it. Nope. That wasn't quite in his lane. There we go. That's a good drift. Not coming back. You see me? Okay. Guess I'll move up to some of the ones up here. Got quite a few working up here. There we go. See if I can keep him out of the pack up there. Oh. Let's not have him blow up that whole pod. Oh, now I put him out in the swift water. Corn-fed midge, all reliable. Pops right out, pretty. Alright, got my corn-fed midge all ready to go again. They're still rising in here. Can't tell if any of them are big. Ooh, that one actually looks like a nice one that came up right there. That was not a good cast though. That was better. Yes! Oh, no! That was a nice one. No! Oh man, that stinks. Alright, we still got a few more in here we can work through. Trying to deter... Oh! That's the one I want. That was just behind him. It came up again. I think cadence is good now. Oh, come on, crush it. Crush it. Oh. Let's try again. Oh, that was bad timing. He took one right before mine went by. Nope. Man, that cast might have put him down. Okay, there's one on the right over here. I think that's a little guy. There we go. Yeah, that was a little guy. Come on, stop rolling. Little guy. Alright, corn-fed midge is back on. Still got this pot of fish in front of me. Oh, oh, I think I pulled it out of its mouth. He smashed it. Come back for it. Whew. That'll get the blood pumping. You know it's a good fly when there's a ton on the water and they still pick yours out of the pack. Might be dragging a little bit. There we go. Finally got the little guy that was over there. Cool. All right, let's powder this CDC back up. Like to get one to kind of wick the water off, and then second one to give it some more flotation. We've still got this pot of fish in front of us. Okay, let's go after the ones on the left here. Kind of missed his lane. That's gonna miss his lane probably too. Yep. A little to the left. It's closer but not quite. Might need to take a step to the left here. I didn't see where that was. That might be okay. Yep. Oh, okay. Pulled off what I wanted. Yep, I put that one in I knew he would take that drift. Kind of called that one. Let's see, there was a guy working straight left of me. That might be a tough drift. Okay, let's go back to these fish up ahead of me. Ooh. That might work too. Nope, went to the left of them. Behind him. Oh, I'm getting that one on the left, I think. That should be the one. Ooh, it dragged a little bit. He rejected it. Okay, let's try that again. That might have put him down. Nope. That's a decent one. I'll net this guy. You know, if I can find it. Seriously, where's my net? He got wrapped up a little. It's not a bad one. Take that any day. Come on, get out of there. Barbless, but sometimes you get them right in the thick part. There we go. Give him a drink. Awesome. Alright, it looks like the hatch is slowing down a little bit. I had to change flies there. Looking for risers still. Don't see a ton. Oh, there's one that just came up right in front of me. Oh, there's still a couple coming up. Yeah. Finally got a good drift on that one on the left. Cool, popped off. Fly's drenched though. I don't have a ton of charge left on the GoPro, so take advantage of just fish that are way up here. These ones look a little smaller. I want this guy on the left. It's like right behind him. One more step up. Should do it. A lot of little fish in there. I'd like to get the bigger guy on the left if I can. Or this guy right in front of me. Not quite. I might do it. Eat it. Okay, back to the left. Ooh, rejected mine for a different one. Yep. That was a little one. Get out of there, little guy. Alright, there's still a few small ones working up here. Go after him before the GoPro dies and I need to charge it. Yep. That's a decent one. Oh, he's hot. Man, that's so much fun. Oh, dude, he choked it. Not bad. Alright, so that last one was on a flashy version of my corn-fed midge that I'm testing out. Still got rising fish in front of me, so let's keep at it. That was not a good cast. That did not turn over. Let's try that again. Oh, fish right in front of me. That wasn't the greatest cast either, but it's in the lane. Okay. Yep. This one's unhappy too. As soon as it hit the water. There you go, nice and easy. So after that fish catch, the hatch started to die down and my GoPro battery was pretty much done. What you're looking at here is a fish catch I forgot to put in the weekly fishing vlog, so I included it here. But I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial on kind of fishing through a dry fly run and enjoyed watching me pick my way through it. If you did enjoy the video, please like it down below and consider subscribing to my channel. And if you want to pick something up from my store, that'd be cool too. Anyways, thanks for watching.